Hey everybody, Jeff MARPLES here, real estate broker in San Francisco. Today we're going to talk about one of the biggest questions I get. Is now a good time to buy or should I stay renting? We're going to talk about the pros and cons of each, sort of the strategies that you have to think about. So stay tuned. If you are new to my YouTube channel and want to know everything about living in San Francisco, from eating, sleeping, restaurants, shopping, condo complexes, different neighborhoods, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that bell. So every time we come out with new content, you are well informed and know what is going on. I am literally getting contacted every day from people that are looking to move or relocating to the city of San Francisco. So if you're even remotely thinking about moving, relocating, and want some advice, then please email me, text me, or call me, and we can discuss what you're looking to achieve, and I'll be happy to help you. Today, we're going to talk about one of the biggest questions I get. Is now a good time to buy, or should I keep renting? Now, let's talk about the pros and cons of both. A lot of people ask, how can I find a good rental in the city? Now, the reality is the multiple listing service for San Francisco does have some rentals on it. However, I still think that the best source is going to be CRAIGSLIST. Most property managers and leasing agents are always going to post on CRAIGSLIST. You could also find that information on Zillow, Trulia, Zumpter, other web portals. The reality is also San Francisco MLS does have rental units, and when an agent puts a rental unit up there, it's going to be disseminated to some of these different web portals, right? Like Trulia and Zillow. One word of advice: never ever give your social security number out to just anybody. You have to know who you're dealing with. There are scammers out there that use some of these web platforms to get your social security number and sometimes finagle a deposit. So make sure you know exactly who you're dealing with. You're either going to be dealing with a registered, licensed agent that has a BRE number, or you're going to be dealing with a landlord most of the times. Just never give your information out, your vital information out, guys. Now, when you're renting, you're giving your money away to somebody else. Remember, it's a liability every month. You're giving your money away, and there's no opportunity for you to create wealth. Now, coming from a buy side, now that's where I like it, because, realistically, you create wealth through real estate. Out of every different asset class that you could possibly own, real estate is probably the best asset class where you could leverage bank money to buy into an asset and create wealth. And that's really the heart of real estate, right? I mean, you want to make real estate a wealth creator within your portfolio. If you're investing in property from an investment point of view, or if you are investing from an owner-occupant point of view, you have to think about where the benefits are. Let's talk about owning real estate. San Francisco is one of the least affordable cities in the country. We are an international city. We are more expensive than New York City. I can't believe it. And people are leaving New York. People are coming here to San Francisco and to the Bay Area. We still have a very, very good amount of demand. Yes, it's not as affordable as it used to be, but reality is, if you can get into this market and you're buying smart, then you've got San Francisco real estate within your portfolio. What is not better than that? And what other asset class can you leverage 80% of the value with bank money? You can't do that in other asset classes. That's one of the things about real estate. It's a wealth creator, and that's why I absolutely love it. However, you can go wrong. You have to make smart decisions, right? Don't overpay for your asset unless it really coincides with your plan. Look, everybody's at a different stage in life. If you are putting this in your retirement account and you want to live there and you don't care if you overpaying because you love the property and it's in a trust that's going to your kids, that makes sense. If you are young and you're starting out and you want to make good decisions, you don't want to overpay, right? So you really have to look at the strategy to get into the market and where it is in the market. And the other reality is a lot of times people will buy into a piece of property that they will vacate later on, and their exit strategy is to put a tenant in the property. And by the time they exit their property and buy another asset, they now are creating their portfolio, right? And when they rent out that unit, they're making money. They're either break even or they are positive cash flow. And if you're positive cash flow, then you're doing the right thing. Even if you are at a break even, hey, talk to your accountant, because I've done that and it worked out absolutely fantastically for me. In different markets, of course, sometimes here in San Francisco, sometimes in other areas. You have to look at overall, what are you going to do on your property? You're going to owner occupy it and you're going to rent it out. Know your exit strategy. And that's also going to affect a couple different things. California, we have rent control. We also have eviction control in San Francisco. So everything built after 1980, May of 1980, you're not going to be subject to eviction control, which means, yes, you could put a tenant in there for a year. When that tenant vacates, you could raise the rent, or they could vacate the property. So really, at the end of the day, you want to look at these safeguards, and that comes back down to different types of asset classes in San Francisco. We have co-ops. You're not going to be able to rent out a co-op. Maybe one building you could possibly, maybe. But most co-ops, you're not going to be able to rent it. So does that fall within your exit strategy? When you're looking at investing in the real estate market here in this city, a sure bet's going to be getting a good deal down in South Beach, because you're close to jobs and transportation. Remember, that's really the sweet spot, right? And right now, I'll tell you, you could get a good deal down there. I'm negotiating contracts, buy-side contracts. I'm always coming in low. Reality dictates I'm not having any competition. If there's competition, you're going to be forced to push that price up. But if the property's been on the market for 21 days, DOM, days on market, 21 days or longer, I'm going to have an argument to say you're overpriced. Let's push that price down and try to buy into equity. And for those investors that are out there, or owner-occupiers, buyers, buy into equity whenever you can. Personally, I think this year is going to be much better than last year and the year before. You know why? Because 2 years ago, there was a lot of volatility. Last year, there was volatility. You know what my prediction is for this year? I think we're off to a great start already. The reality is we have an interest rate environment that is conducive to buying real estate right now. It really is. 2 years ago, when rates were going up, what happened in that fourth quarter? Well, everybody thought we were jumping off a cliff, right? Even real estate agents that I knew just weren't educated. They thought that, we're going to hit a recession like 10 years ago. Are you kidding me? There's so much equity in the markets right now. People have equity in their property. Bottom line, you know why? Because it is a safe harbor. It is a good place to put your money. And also, let me sort of preface this. People talk about recessions. When you look at the statistics for the last 4 recessions, not the Great Recession, because that was based on bad lending practices, but the other recessions affecting the markets over the last 30 years. Real estate is the safe haven. When people are getting out of the equity markets, where are they going to put their money? They're going to get right into real estate because it is a safe harbor, ladies and gentlemen. So remember, sometimes you just have to be bold, make decisive moves. You have to be smart, though. You really have to be calculated when you are writing offers and how they are presented. What is your price? Are you competing or are you not? All that goes into factor when you are a buyer in the San Francisco real estate market. And also remember, at the end of the day, my personal belief is I want you to be really happy with where you're living. San Francisco, there's over 88 different neighborhoods. It would be my advice to you is find those neighborhoods that you really, really like. Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that your daily commute is not the grind that it could be. We also want to make sure that your weekend is fabulous. When you're waking up and your environment is really what it should be and what you're really craving about the San Francisco lifestyle. It all is about having a phenomenal lifestyle in the city of San Francisco. Thank you so much for watching. I certainly do appreciate it. If you ever have any questions, give me a shout. All right? Take care, guys.